Welcome to Beverages with Brad. I am here with my guest, Greg Rebello, in a cage. This is where a bunch of people much more manly than myself get together and beat the crap out of each other. What made you decide, oh, you know what I want to do is I want to start getting in a cage and...
I played hockey my whole life, and that ends, at 20 years old. And you either, go on to the next step, go pro, stuff like that. So I knew I wasn't going to be playing for, the Bruins, you know what I mean? So I just needed something else. One of the guys I played hockey with, actually, was a fighter, too. He fought in the UFC, and that's how I got started.
Prior to that, so you did hockey, but did you do anything did you wrestle in high school
Nothing.
or anything like that?
No.
No martial arts?
Just nothing, zero.
Nothing.
I just played hockey, so I started pretty much clean slate. We do jiu-jitsu, we do wrestling, we do boxing, we do Muay Thai boxing. So it's kind of split into everything. So the gym that I went to, it was kind of, they covered all the bases, so I did everything.
So starting from scratch, was it overwhelming?
It was hard.
Holy shit, this
hard.
is a lot of information.
I still made a lot of mistakes, and I had a lot of catching up to. A lot of the guys that I train with, they've been grappling since they were teenagers or young kids, or they've wrestled their whole lives. It's all about who you surround yourself with and how hard you want to work. So I picked it up quick, but it definitely took some time, and it was frustrating at first. My first few fights, it was rough because I didn't know a lot.
How quickly did you go from joining a gym and training to fighting?
I think that I just got pretty good pretty quick, and my coach back then was like, listen, they do fights. Yeah, he's like, they do fights at the Avalon. He's like, you're just getting really good. Let's just try it. And I was like, yeah, all right, sure, whatever.
Were you nervous? Were you scared?
Oh, I was nervous. Yeah, I've been in a lot of fights, in the street, being an idiot. Everybody goes through that stage when they're a kid.
So you had been in street fights as a young guy, but at that point with no training.
Because yes, most people think, that they know how to fight, and they get into street fights at the bar when everybody's drunk. But when they actually come into a place like this, I've had some friends that think that, and I'll talk them into coming in here, and they never come back. They usually.
It's a humbling experience.
It is.
Right?
It really is. Especially nowadays. I train a lot of young kids too, and I always tell them see somebody messes you in the street, just walk away, man. Because if you hit them and you really hurt them, you're gonna be screwed. It could ruin your life. For me, I just trust me. I've walked away a few times.
How many kids do you have?
2.
How does that influence or impact your mentality going into professional fighting? That's got to have some impact.
My daughter's 4, so she understands, she understands what's going on. And she comes and watches me train. She knows how to hit mitts and take a punch.
Great self-defense
100%
for kids.
Since day one, she's known how to do it. And so won't this one, if you'd stop grabbing your coffee.
It is delicious. I can't really blame them. You tend to lean on your striking more, is that correct?
Yeah. My boxing's been my best asset. I've always had heavy hands, big power, and I've always been really fast for a big guy. It's probably from reaching for all the cookies when I was a kid.
Isn't it a weird feeling? Just knock some dude out, and then you're like, oh, sorry, bro, I had to do it.
Well, yeah, dude, but
because you seem like a nice enough guy.
Yeah, dude. I always at the end of the day, I don't hate anybody. You know what I mean? It's a sport. If you look at anybody in the UFC and the champion of the world, he's been knocked out within his last 5 fights too. Everybody gets caught.
For you yourself and your family, is there concern about long-term effects of those?
Because you see a lot of these guys that suffer head trauma, and I see the way they train, and they just train so stupid. I train smart. In between fights, I don't take blows to the head a lot, you know what I mean? I train really smart.
So when you get out there, the difference between training in the gym, and then you get out there, and you got the lights on you, the cameras, when you first started, how much of an impact did the nerves play?
Yeah, and that takes a long time. Honestly, that went on for probably 10 to 15 fights before you really get comfortable. Biggest thing is people just see fight night, you know what I mean? They don't understand how hard it really is to get in there,
They say that public speaking is the #1 fear, but I gotta tell you, I'd rather be on stage telling my stupid jokes than being in here getting punched in the face.
Yeah, I can agree. I can agree with that. That's what my coach always says. He said the hardest part about fighting is making that walk, which he means is the walk from the curtain to the cage.
Your fight's coming up May 12th.
Yeah.
Who are you fighting?
Kevin Sears is his name. He's from Denver, Colorado.
And they can people can come check that out at Twin River.
Twin River, yeah. Or watch on TV. It's on Access TV. So a lot of my friends on the West Coast watch it. My mom watches it, on Access TV with my family back home.
Does your mom get
nervous?
My
mom usually sits around the corner and kind of just peeks around at the TV every now and again. My dad sits front row. My dad always goes. He loves it. You know what I mean? Twitter, it's GRebello73, and then my Instagram is GRibs MMA 23.
Well, I appreciate you doing the show. It's been a fascinating conversation. I wish you the best at your fight.
Awesome, man.
I'm sure you'll get it done.